Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Ragin' to the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Ragin' 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, Chief Envelope Licker for Critical Blast Logistics, Myopic Proofreader for Critical Blast Publishing, and Receptionist for Critical Blast Consulting. Yeah, I know it's a mouthful. Yeah, you'll get used to it. I promise you. I can say that almost without stumbling now. And I didn't have to be a 25-year veteran of it to get it straight. So tonight, we are going to get back into the world of crowdfunded comics, and we're back into the comfort zone of Indiegogo. I know we all like Indiegogo. I like Indiegogo because I've got some Kickstarters that I've supported, and I'm like looking at my PayPal. I'm like, don't spend that money. They're coming for it. So, I've got to mentally keep in mind that that's already been subtracted out, because I hate when PayPal comes for something when Kickstarter comes to my PayPal for something that's not in it. That's embarrassing. So, I will keep track of it that way. Tonight, we are going to look at COBALT number 2. It's a second time around with this one. It's not second time around, same book. This is the next chapter. We have a successful campaign, fulfilled, delivered, and moving forward. And Jake from Tail End Studios is with us to help us push that. Hello, Jake. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself? Thanks for having me.
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, man, you got a hell of a tongue twister. I'm sure the ladies love it.
Oh well, it's a talent, and like any talent, it takes lots and lots and lots and lots of practice.
That's right.
But you just have to bear down and put up with it.
No, you're good.
So how did the first campaign go for you? I mean, let's just visit that for a little bit. I mean,
Sure.
Did it successfully launch the first time, or did you learn some stuff and have to relaunch? Or
no, it successfully launched the first time. We got 152 backers, 142, 152, somewhere around there. And I can go check right now. Hang on.
Oh, you were in triple digits. That's
yeah.
That's a healthy first book. Which not your first book, but your first crowdfunder, I believe.
Right. So that first time around. Oh yeah, 154 backers. All right, cool.
That's fantastic. So we need 104 more backers, guys, to get this one to the same level. We're at 50 even right now at $2,250 of a $3,000 goal. 29 days left. Did you just launch, or are you on your second 30?
This is the last 30. So, the first, I actually launched with Dojo Kun Comics, Brian, over on Michael Bancroft's channel at the same time. And I think we're the first ones to actually do that and pull that off. But we both launched both COBALT Death Stalks and his campaign, Janice Hardy's The Healing Wars, Book 1, The Shifter. And if you back both of ours at the physical level, you get this homage cover from X-Men 141 that has both my character COBALT and his character Naya with the poster board, the wanted poster behind Wolverine and Kitty.
Yeah, the classic Days of Future Past. I'll say the classic Days of Future Past.
CG characters.
Nick will just sit there frozen for a little bit. Oh, you're back.
Sorry. But so
frozen.
that whole wanted poster is actually CG characters, and everybody from CG kind of chipped in and helped out with it. So JMS has Reaper Destroyer on there. B-Rose, he has Saint from Cerebrum on there. Of course, the Siamese are on there. Cobalt's on there. A bunch of others. Tailless from Aria Blackness. It was great, a collaboration from all the creators here in CG, and it's a beautiful piece.
Very cool. Now, with the first campaign, did you have to take advantage of all 60 days with that one? Is it following the same track?
This one, I think, is a little bit has ran into been a bit more stagnant this time around. I don't know why. Well, it's probably my lack of being in the chats and on the streams lately, because after I fulfilled Cobalt Atlantis Thrashing, it takes a lot out of you to do all that shilling and promoting and, just going around and, talking about the same thing over and over. And I kind of need a break from it. So I took a little break, but in that break, it kind of extended because I just had my first kid. So I really just kind of fell off the earth a little bit and just was with Megan and Wesley and just kind of building that foundation for having a newborn.
Those things typically take 9 months. You can schedule things around them.
I tried that. He was born in October, so I fulfilled in August, September-ish area. So right after fulfillment, just the kid came along, and I was like, well, time to dedicate more of my time to that, and it kind of took away from it. But I'm trying to show that my heart's still in it. I'm still passionate about creating Cobalt, and fulfilling the first time, I plan on fulfilling this time around too. Just need to get that last 750 to do so. So
gotcha. Well, Dojo Kun says you don't co-launch books. You might indirectly make the backers choose between them. I agree, but the thing is, you can logistically work that out. Look at the Embrace and Perfect 10. God knows I packed enough of the bonus poster that you got if you back both of the books together. So there was the Embrace and the Perfect 10 team up poster that was done. You guys are doing the special cover if you backed both of them. So hey, look at that! Look at that! The Embrace. It's a real book, people. It's in people's hands.
Yeah.
So glad to see that. You would not believe the nightmare that Michael and I had been going through with the post office.
Really?
Simply because simply because one batch of books we kicked out, and they put them in these little white tubs with handles on them because they can lift them easier.
Right.
Well, we had some international shipments. So the international shipments, from what we can suss out, were on top of the box. So they took the box to the international shipment processing. But there were only like 3 international shipments. The rest of them were domestic. So for 3 weeks, we're like, where the heck are these books at? They've jumped out of the tracking system entirely. So we filed lost package and everything, and post office found them, and like heart started beating again 2 days ago when everything started moving through the system again. But it was like, as of March 6th, it was saying, yeah, it's going to be late. We're like, well, duh, it's the 20th. It's already late. So Frog G, guess what? I saw your book moving, your second batch of Embrace books. So you will probably, if you're not getting it today, you'll get it tomorrow. Because you were on the scheduled for delivery. Might even get it before the evening is over with. I don't know what time your mail comes, but it's coming. It's going to be there. And Dojo-kun, yes, I saw yours too. I feel like the little lady on Romper Room when I was a kid. I see Dojo. I see Frog. She's looking in that magic mirror. Yeah, it's that's the fun part. Is I get like, he got his book just now. And I know there's happy people with comic books all over the country.
Yeah, when I fulfilled Cobalt, it was really cool, like seeing everybody suddenly posted on Twitter and just saying that they got it, and that took a weight off of me because I was worried that people weren't getting theirs, and luckily, as far as I know, everybody got them through the mail. So happy, knock on wood, that nobody had any issues. But
you get that. You need that last little bit of feedback to know it's truly complete.
Yes. Most definitely.
Just because it's left your hands.
That doesn't mean anything.
Confirmed Mo Biggs got his too.
Excellent.
Michael is going to be so happy that Mo Biggs got his. Mo Biggs has been giving him shit in every little stream he pops up. Where's my book? And he knew that the post office had it, but he still was
a little sour.
Yeah, a little sour. And I don't blame him. Be sour at the post office though. We cracked the whip on him, and they found, I think they found every book. Everything's moving. There's only 3 people left as of today that hadn't got their book, and it was in transit.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So it's almost complete fulfillment, unless you're sitting in Europe or you ordered autographed copies. Those are still here, waiting for the autographed copies to get here so I can put one in each one of them and ship those out. So yeah, if you didn't get an Embrace, it's because you ordered an autographed copy, and they're coming from the artist in Australia. And hey, Lorenzo, glad to see you out there, man. Appreciate you being in the chat.
What up, Lorenzo?
So enough about that book, because that's not why we're here. We're here for Cobalt. Now, you talked about, people posting, getting their book and putting it online. What's been the feedback on the story itself? Aside from, from Frog G, who says first book was great. Looking forward to book 2.
They really enjoyed Erwin Arosa's art, and I knew that would be one of the best, one of the better selling points for it, because his art is so unique. And I actually have some of the book right here. Yeah, you can just tell that his art is just on a whole nother level, man. And that realism, that dirty, gritty look that goes hand in hand with the street level vigilantes. I couldn't be happier with it. And then, of course, people were saying that they enjoyed the story and everything, and they were hoping to see just as much given to them in book 2. And I plan on delivering that on both levels. Erwin Arosa is back for the second issue. Of course, he took the reins on the cover art this time around. So not only is he the interior artist, he is also the cover artist. The dressing is Exvius, though, Christopher. So he did the COBALT title and the subtitle on there along with the barcode for me. But
I gotta get him on the show.
Oh, he's great.
He's got so many projects he's doing. I would love to just push everything at one time to let people know what his services are and what he does.
He does a lot. He does art. He does the dressing. I think he's the trifecta dude. He's the all-in-one. He's a fucking Swiss Army knife when it comes to art.
Exactly. I agree. I've had him on the show in tandem with other creators, but I haven't had him on solo, and I would like to do that. So Xevious, if you're watching, you know my DM. We've talked. Yeah, I love this style here. I have not seen anything like this, and I'm trying to think who it was. I want to say it was Bill Sienkiewicz, who did the Wolverine Havoc crossover back in the late 80s. Which was the first time I saw realism painted comic books like that.
Yeah, I really much enjoy that one. Like Max Bertolini, he did the cover for Atlantis Thrashing. It was more of a painterly art, and yeah, it was beautiful. But okay. But
but it was a different style.
Yeah. So for me, Irwin, he kind of like falls in between Mike Grell and Patrick Reynolds, and that very highly detailed, realistic, almost venturing into like photocopies, and I can't get enough of it. I think it's some of the best art out there, and it really helps separate it from like what most superhero vigilante books look like. The very fine details, the very fine lines with bright colors. I really wanted to mimic that dark grittiness that kind of like Sin City had, and the darker elements of the criminal underbelly.
Now, one of the things that we now I'm getting a feedback loop. One of the things we talked about with the first book was how your main character had a disability. He had a prosthetic hand. But from what I recall now, his hand isn't like, it's not Iron Man's story where it's like, but now I have a prosthetic hand with missile launchers and repulsor rays. It's just a hand.
Yes. So there are a couple trinkets within the fingers that haven't been revealed yet, but you're not going to be having like plasma rays coming out of them or anything like that. His tech stuff is within his, for lack of a better term, his utility belt and his more high-tech tonfas. I call them the ugly sticks.
I'm jumping up and down here because I'm trying to turn on mounted to the wall back here is my USB panel with everything plugged into it, and none of it's labeled. And I did not have my mic plugged in, so I was using my system mic, and people in the chat were saying we had some weird audio stuff. So I'm like, well, you know what? Why don't I just use the mic that I wanted to use? And now it is the default mic. So Lorenzo, if you can tell me, do I sound better now with this mic replacing the laptop mic? And if that's the case, I had gone a couple of shows without plugging the thing in. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I don't need it. Maybe I got a good mic. Yeah. But lately I've heard people say weird feedback, and I can't tap on the keyboard because it's right there into the mic.
Yeah, I've got a setup here with, of course, the spit take screen right here, and then
this comes with that. This stupid mic. I've got the thing wrapped around it.
Do you have a Rode? What do you have? A Rodeo?
I have got something called microphone. I ordered it from Walmart. It came in a box, literally on the box said microphone with a picture of it, shipped from China. I'm like, well,
I'm telling you what, right now, if you go to Walmart right now and you look in the electronics section, they have their own clearance area, and I can guarantee you a Blue Yeti is in there somewhere for like $60-$80.
Yeah, that's what I really need is a Blue Yeti. And Lorenzo says it does sound better. So thank you. I will. I'll take that to heart, and I will make sure I plug the mic in all the time now.
Oh,
I just thought I could get away without it,
Yeah,
this mic.
We'll just do hand signs and everything.
Yeah. Well, I bought this mic, and then I bought an armature. In fact, it came with an armature, like went up, had a hinge, came down, then hinged again. It looked like it came out of a radio station. I had nowhere to mount the thing, so I mounted it to my table. which is plastic. It's one of these plastic card tables.
My table that I have right here, I got out of the fucking sporting goods section. It's one of those picnic tables, those elongated picnic tables that you can get.
Well, the longer it was mounted to the table, the more it started to squish the plastic and then lean. And then finally, during one show, it just went timber. It was during the show.
Every month I have to adjust it to a different section of the table just so it moves around.
Yeah. And then so I bought this little tiny tripod. I mean, the tripod's only this big, just sits right here on the table. Too small for the mic, but a hammer managed to mallet that thing in there tight. That mic's never coming out of the grip on this tripod. And then there was like this coil spring thing meant to hold the spit guard.
Okay.
And every time I put the spit guard on it, it was heavier than the thing would hold it. So it's like I keep putting it back and it just falls down. So I'll just like wrap that around it, tuck the end underneath so it didn't uncoil. And this will do just fine until I get a studio, get a real microphone, get some lights so I'm not looking like I'm posing for a Queen album all the time here with just my head in the dark.
Yeah, I'm having to brighten or dim my laptop all the time.
I've got like this spotlight just shining. Well, I can't shine it. If I shine it on me, it's weird how cameras work. If I shine the light directly on me, I'm in the black on the camera.
Yep.
If I shine it away from me, then I've got some illumination.
You should do it from the bottom up. That way, it looks like you're always telling a scary story.
I did that for a Halloween show 2 years ago.
Okay.
I was in a basement then, and I turned like all the lights out and just the flashlight under me, and started the show up, with my Boris Karloff voice.
There you go. Very nice.
That was fun. Anyhow.
Yeah. Sorry.
Death stalks us. Not to be confused with only death can save us, because death is stalking us here.
That's right.
So who or what is the death that's doing the stalking, and who's being stalked?
It's quite easy. It is the Death Stalker.
Hey, a little on the nose there.
Yeah. So over in the Middle East, there is this golden brown, yellow, greenish scorpion called the Death Stalker, and I was like, that's perfect, because the main antagonist that I have right now taking on COBALT is a hired gun. A soldier, a mercenary for hire, and he used to be the Peshmerga, who helped us out in Afghanistan back in 2008 when we were having that war going. 2001 when we were having that war going on. But anyway, so I wanted to give like a little nod to that, and so the story for this character is that he used to be part of a unit in the Peshmerga that the U.S. trained called the Death Stalkers. And so when they went in on this one mission, lo and behold, Qasim al-Mott, this character, he became the sole survivor of that unit. So now he just became a gun for hire known as the Death Stalker. And his name, Qasim al-Mott, actually translates roughly to distributor of death. So the scorpion plays in there, his name is in there, and so it all works. It works. And so I was very excited for that to come together like that.
So does he throw like a big chain at COBALT and yank him and say, "Get over here"?
No, not at all. No, I wanted to separate him as much as I could from that and any other character that starts with the name Death.
Gotcha. So let me bring the stream back up here again. Robert Roberts in the chat got the PDF of the last one. Looking forward to getting this one too. Appreciate that, Robert.
Robert, I guess he's the one that came to me about a week ago. Well, a couple weeks ago. I don't check my emails that often, but he sent me an email that I didn't get. So he wrote a comment on Atlantis Thrashing saying that he never got his PDF. So if that was Robert, awesome. I'm glad you finally got it, man. My bad on it being so late.
Probably the same one, because Robert's one of the guys who has to have PDF simply by virtue of his job.
Sure.
He's working in the wilderness.
There you
up
go.
In the tundra. No long boxes to save everything. So, I can completely understand that. Now, The Deathstalker is in town, the town being Atlanta,
Yes.
because of the actions of COBALT himself. The COBALT has come to bring order to the city of Atlanta at a street level, kind of sort of like a Moon Knight character when I look at him, only without the mysticism behind him.
I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you know, he's street, he's fists, he's truncheon, and he's effective. He's been trained to be an effective fighter.
If you like anything that has to do with street level vigilantes, Punisher, you know, any member of the Bat Family, Daredevil, Moon Knight, you know, then this is definitely a book for you, because it's going to hit all those classic tropes of having a mentor guide you through your hardships. It's going to play on the family aspect of it with his little brother Isaac and having to be the sole guardian now because of the death of their mother, and kind of hitting those clicks of, you know, younger brother not really wanting to do exactly what the older brother says, but at the same time, it's got to happen. It's got to take place, and he's going to be coming to those obstacles of whether he's going to have to choose to continue the life of becoming a vigilante and, you know, being more than just about him, or he's going to have to duck out and just take care of his little brother and focus on that. So a lot of those decisions will be taking place along the COBALT series.
Yeah, but this decision's been taken out of his hands by I forget her name, but she's basically the leader of the bad guys, the criminal element, the underworld in Atlanta.
Yeah. So
called this guy in.
Yeah, Esmeralda Blasco was in the 7-page origin story in the back of Atlanta's Thrashing, and she is the reason that Jesse COBALT lost the 4 fingers on his left hand. So the history there is that he was a drug mule for her during the time that his mother was had some medical bills that they just couldn't pay. His blue collar life just wasn't hitting the bill that hard. So he was like, it was a Hail Mary attempt to try and get some money together for his family. And it cost him both his hand and his mother. And so he went back and went on a vengeful spree against the Aranya cartel. And then after that, that's where Atlanta's Thrashing picks up. All the gangs in Atlanta now are trying to take that number 1 spot that the Aranya used to have. And the first gang that we focus on are the Thrashers. And so we pick up with Jesse trying to collect, rent money, because him and his little brother are hiding out at a motel because they need to keep moving. They don't want to be located by any of the gangs because Esmeralda basically has a bounty out on his head. But that is not who the benefactor is for the Thrashers and the Deathstalker this time around. This is a completely different character that we're introducing and will be revealed later on. But the Deathstalker came in to basically clean up what the Thrashers couldn't do and to get rid of both COBALT and the damsel in distress that he saved in the first issue. Because I
love the name for the Aranya cartel. It's like, the spiders there.
Well, the criminal underbelly, it's a web of its own. And so the spider is, the main.
Esmeralda sitting in the middle.
Yeah, created the web. So, I thought it was a lot of animal play I see going on in this. I'm going to have to change that up now.
Not just animal play, a lot of arachnid play. You've got scorpions and spiders.
Well, they seem to be the most threatening.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I live here on a mountain in northwest Arkansas, and I've seen renting an apartment, so it's not my place, but I've seen striped bark scorpions run, one in the bathtub, and one running away from me as I was jumping up and down on one foot because it crawled up on my foot, and I just kind of kicked it because I thought it was like,
no,
it zapped me good. And tiny little thing. So I'm like, after I'm running cold water on the bathtub and cussing like a sailor.
Oh, I bet.
Because it really hurt. Then I'm looking up on the internet to see how long I've got to live. Because, it's a scorpion. I've seen Indiana Jones. I know how this works. And apparently here in Arkansas, these little striped bark scorpions are about 1.5 inches long. They're poisonous enough to hurt. but they're not poison enough to get you sick, let alone kill you.
I get you.
And they're wherever their primary food source is, and it turns out their primary food source is termites. So it's, so I told the landlord, hey, you may not care about getting rid of the scorpions, but you might care why they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. You have food within your walls for them.
Yes, they are here. But I posted a picture up on Twitter when I saw the one in the tub. I was like, and I don't know where the one went that got me, because I saw him running off, but by the time I got back, he was not a priority at the time that I was hurting. He'd already done the damage. Like, just go somewhere. But I wear shoes now in my room. I don't sit at the desk barefoot. That would have been something if I'd have been streaming at the time, because I was sitting right here at this desk with the computer on.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be a great clip.
Yeah. Whew. My foot hurts again just thinking about it.
I would rather take on a wolf, a mountain lion, anything, but you suddenly send little exoskeleton creatures next to me, I'm fucking out. No.
Yes.
No. I'll take on a lion before I take on a horde of spiders or scorpions. No.
You can get your hands around the lion, you can.
Yeah, exactly.
He's choking
out.
It's
pouncing at me, turn, chokehold. That's it.
Yeah.
It might be more complicated than that, but I'm doling it down.
Yeah. And he'll be clawing your shoulders off, but at least you feel like you've got a chance. With that little thing, you're like, where'd he go? It's just, he's invisible almost. So this being the second issue for Cobalt, third appearance, I think he did appear as a short in an anthology once, right?
Yes. So back in 2018, as I don't know if I said this before, but I became an amputee in 2013. So I became part of the limb different community. That's what they like to be called. And doesn't matter to me. You can call me whatever. I don't give a shit. Water off.
Doesn't come up in conversation a lot for me. So
yeah, sure. But so in 2013 that happened. In 2018, after I got to know a lot of people within the community, I gained a bunch of friends and who were nerds also. And so I was walking around Dragon Con with them in Atlanta. So I knew Atlanta, so that's why it takes place in Atlanta. And so we were walking around Dragon Con in Artist Alley, and my buddy just looks at me and goes, "Have you ever thought of creating a superhero?" And I was like, "Yeah, haven't you?" He was like, yeah. Who hasn't at this point in life? I mean, we're all over the age of 20. You've at least thought about it or had a passing thought of you creating a hero. No matter how muddied down or watered down or muddled it was, you had an idea of what you wanted.
Dude, it was a viable job opportunity from the time I was 8 years old until I was 14.
Exactly. Yeah, I always wanted to be a fucking Power Ranger.
Yeah, exactly.
I just didn't know that HPD was so close. But so we were walking around there, and I told him, my idea for Cobalt and stuff, and it wasn't as vastly grown as it has now for the series to continue. But you got an idea of what it was for that 7-page origin story that was in the anthology known as Super Abled. So Super Abled was targeted sounds wrong, but it was for kids who grew up with limb differences, congenital disorders. And we unveiled that at Lucky Fin Project in Troy, Michigan, where kids can come from all over the nation and all meet each other and learn about each other's differences and let them know that they're not alone, because it is a very small niche community. And, a lot of those kids are picked on all the time at school because of it. So we wanted to show them as adults, shit gets better. We all know that little kids are assholes. There's no reason to pay attention to them. They always pick on anybody that seems different. So just, let it go, water under the bridge or something like that. So we unveiled Super Able, and they loved it. I'm amazed at how much kids actually like having characters that they can relate to. But it was great seeing those smiles on their faces. It melted my heart. All the parents loved it. The kids were wild about it. They wanted more of it. But then COVID took place, and we haven't put out a Super Able since. So I asked them, I was like, hey, can I go out on my own? Because I kind of have a story that I want to continue with Cobalt. And they were like, yeah, man, go ahead, And so they gave me their blessing. I went ahead and I got into Comicsgate, started learning about them and everything. Tried to tell them about Comicsgate and everything, and they were a no-go with it. And so I kind of lost contact with them, sadly. And
Happens.
yeah, one of those things, man. But
I've had shows get canceled at the last minute because they're like, they've seen some of my guests. I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay. Do you, man.
It sucks, man, but do you. I'm not gonna, I get it. You got beliefs that don't really coincide with mine, and sooner or later they come to a clash. But anyway, so that was the first aspect, or a 7-page origin story for COBALT. And after that, I just caught the bug for creating, man. COBALT is the base for Tail End Studio now. I want to continue the series, and I got a lot more ideas that I want to throw in there down the line. But I've got other ones on the back burners too that I want to present as 7-page origin stories in the back of these issues, and then take a poll later on to see which one people like the most out of them. And then I'll pick that one to do after I kind of do like 4 or 5 issues, and then slow down, try something else just to freshen up a bit. And then we'll see how that goes.
Well, we had talked the last time you were on with the first book about that COBALT's going to exist in a world where there are other heroes.
Yes.
Vigilante and Super at some level.
Yes, most definitely.
Does that world start? Do we start to see a glimmer of that growth in this issue, or are you still more focused on just COBALT's story right now?
No, more focused on COBALT. We're still at street level. He's just getting he's just getting his feet wet. So that's what's taking place here. But if you go up to the updates page, you will see the first 7-page origin story that I want to introduce in the back of this book. So the lines there, the art is by Simon Pothier of the Natverse.
I know Sim.
Yeah. And then the colors are by Ollie by 656 Comics. So the character here, her name is Brickhouse. She is within the
Mighty.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted. But it's not spelt like brick house. It's the German spelling with Haus. So a little bit of difference, but, just to make it that much more, I don't know. I thought it was edgier. I don't know why, but I did. But
German sounds tougher.
Yeah. So this is her breaking through a brick wall named Brick House. And she's going to be the first, one of the first supers, or what was the other term I was using for it? Shit. But one of the ones that were basically juiced up to become a superhero. And so her 7 pages will be taking place. There's another female character that I created. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see her. She's going to be part of that 7-page origin story also. Her name's Mistletoe. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be great. It's not going to be as dark and gritty as COBALT. It's going to be more of the, you can see it's more colorful and more lighter toned. So,
So we get this origin in the book when the book hits 4,000. So
yes,
got a little ways to go, folks. Get on this and make this one happen. So here's how you can all make this happen. Look at this. There's so many tiers to get here. Should I look at the right side, or will I be better off going down the left? Do you have bigger options on the left?
Oh, you're good going down.
Okay, I'll stay right here. This is the featured tier, which is the physical book. $45. This gets you physical copies of both 1 and 2. So this is your catch-up tier.
Yes. ICYMI means in case you missed it at the physical level. And then like I did the last time, you're going to get 2 COBALT Chibi stickers with your order.
You mean like this one?
Oh, we've updated it for Death Stalks Us. He's now angrier.
Oh, that's an angry chibi.
Yeah.
I ended up with 2 of them, which is why this one's not stuck on anything, and the other one is on my table of stickers right here.
Oh, good.
I got one on the back of this new laptop because the last laptop was filled, and then the processor just died.
Oh, man.
I'm like, I can't get those stickers off and back. And I realized that tables will last a lot longer than laptops probably will.
Yeah.
So I just got the Critical Blast label on the back of the laptop, so it's like, hey, it's lost, return to kind of thing.
Right.
But
yeah,
but the rest of the stickers go on my monitor.
I thought about getting like a photo album for all the stickers I've been getting from everybody. Like,
so many of them.
Yeah, Sim, he had like sleeves of stickers, like, long strands of them for his Natverse characters, and I was like, I don't want to peel these off. These are beautiful. They're 6 a.m. chibis, but they're beautiful, and I didn't want to stick them on anything because I was afraid I'd ruin them, and I don't want to get rid of any of the stuff that I bagged.
I've got a real cool collage going on the right side of the table here. I'll expand it as necessary. The back of my 32-inch monitor is getting filled up, and of course, now that I'm an adult and doing adult things for myself. Yeah, 54 years in the making, man. I bought myself a half-size refrigerator here so I could start eating real food instead of cannelloni and things that came in microwave pots. So the top half of my fridge is already filled up with stickers because this is a normal sticker. This one right here.
Yeah.
But apparently people like Daphne Lage with Eagle Raven and Confederate Monster and Painkiller Jane and Common America.
Yep.
They like to make these big suckers that take up space. So there's like 5 or 6 stickers, and the top half of my fridge is gone. Plus, I had this really cool.
You have a fridge, you say?
Fridge, yes.
Did you happen to hit the mailing list for Death Stalks Us?
I did not.
Oh,
maybe I did. No, I should have. Why would I not have? Of course I would have.
Oh, I'm sorry to put you on the spot like that. No hard feelings. But if you were on the mailing list and you backed at a physical level, you would have gotten a magnet of a 6 a.m. chibi of COBALT.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, and I probably did because, I just put myself on the mailing list for so many. I did, I have got this.
It's okay. I'll double check. I'm sure you did. I'm sure. I
did it retroactively. Yeah. And the only magnet I've got on there is this really cool thing that Diana Tomulovich did from Hero Shack for the Great Cyclopean. She made them out of these little plastic beads that you glue together. So this is.
I love those. I've actually saw those at Artist Alley at some of the Comic Cons I went to, and I want to get somebody to do a COBALT one for me. I think those are awesome.
Talk to Diana. She apparently knows how to do it. Robert, you didn't get your coaster set and stickers? Okay, yeah. Keep reminding him because it took forever for the thing to ship. I forget what the deal was. They were held up somewhere. But hit him up. Don't let him go. I've got a guy that I have to keep hitting up because the book's over a year late, and it was done, and he got sick, and I was like, "Are you better?" Like you're tweeting again. I think you're better. Can I get my book now? and it's like, it came with this beautiful print, which was the level I backed because I'm like, I want that print. I want that framed. So I will not name and shame. I don't do that here.
I just got my issues 1 and 2 of Stump in the mail, and I love it. Yeah, these are great. Stump's awesome. Cool. I highly recommend them.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. You got a nice looking portrait of COBALT right there on the wall next to you too.
This was actually, it's not the first one, but it was the final character design done by my buddy Ryan Rosenow, which you can also find on Instagram. And so I gave him like a paper, doodle of COBALT that I wanted to do. And honestly, it looked a little bit like Jason Todd after he turned into the, sleeveless hoodie character. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's a little too close to that. And he was like, well, do you want me to armor him up a bit? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so I gave him some aspects that I wanted. And so it kind of mimics, of course, Sub-Zero. And of course, I talk about Nightwing and everything. The blue swoosh right there on his chest is an homage to that. but he's got more of like the Cyborg New 52 look, where it's like white plates with sleeveless, and then a bionic hand with black jeans and a utility belt. But yeah, he's a culmination of multiple characters that I like.
Yeah, it's kind of a Sub-Zero versus Scorpion with a K.
Yeah.
On the cover here.
Yeah, when I first showed, when How to Draw Comics, the Barton brothers were doing their like Comicsgate deathmatch thing. They likened it to Sub-Zero and Stryker having a baby from Mortal Kombat. So I was like, I like that. That's pretty cool.
That'd work. Next tier down, or rather the first tier, once you get past the featured one, is the digital. Now, this is the full digital, right?
Yes.
Okay, because that's digital fragment. And I'm like, I didn't understand if you were going for like a theme of titles here or.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Cyberpunkish digital fragment, something that you download. It's
okay. I follow now. And then you can get the digital, both copies for $25. Again, another in case you missed it kind of thing. Catch up tier for those who don't want to commit to paper.
Yeah.
give it to me on the cheap. I'll read it then. But then we get to the actual here. Okay, here's the book. COBALT DSU sounds like a special victims unit. No, this is the physical book with the chibi sticker.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how many pages is this? How big is this book?
It's going to be 32 pages, just like the first issue. But if I'm able to put that 7 pages of another story in there, it's going to be 39, 40.
Okay.
Yeah, 39, 40-ish.
Yeah, that first book was perfect bound, right? It wasn't saddle stitch. So you're going to do the.
Oh, it was saddle stitch. It wasn't perfect.
What was it? Why do I remember? Because I got it. I thought. Yeah. Sure enough, it was. Never mind.
Back now, if you haven't.
Memory's the second thing to go. I forget what the first thing was.
Libido.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, that disappeared a whole 10 years back.
Thank you, Dojo. Appreciate it.
doing the hard math for us. Be vigilant, $40. Now this one's going to be cool. You get a 16 by 20 poster with this one.
Yes. So in that first issue, there was a splash that Irwin did where COBALT overlooks Engage, the Thrashers hangout, and everybody loved it. And I kept on being told that it needs to be turned into a medal or a poster. So a 16 by 20 poster is what I went with.
Oh, that was what we had for the thumbnail for the first book. Yeah.
So that was 16 by
awesome.
20 poster you can get now.
That will be very, very cool.
I concur.
It's worth the extra money to get this version of the book. That you're going to ship that rolled or folded or
no rolled. You're going to get rolled. I don't fold shit. No.
Yeah. No
creases.
I roll or mail flat if I can.
I mailed flat last time, and like 1 or 2 of my medals got damaged for Wise Guys, and so I sent him replacements. I always make extra in case something gets damaged, but his got damaged. I haven't heard from anybody else about damages, but if they're I want people to know that I will replace them.
I had one shipment where it looked. I had one where I sent it flat, and then I had the books in a poly mailer, and they literally dunked that thing in motor oil before they delivered it to the guy. The books were protected, but the prints had to be replaced. And then another campaign shipped to Frog G, if he's still out there. He'll know which one I'm talking about. It looked like he ordered a collector's box, and it looked like they beat that thing against a metal flagpole before they delivered it to his front door. And that thing was wrapped in bubble wrap. I mean, it was protected reasonably well.
I don't understand that shit.
Couldn't drive a truck over it and survive, but
like on each one, because I did the bubble wrap mailers. Yeah, the little plastic ones, kind of like what Embrace was. And I put my extra chibis on there with a little saying that says, "Please don't bend me, or if you bend me, you're going to get bent." So, I was hoping that would kind of like play off. Please don't break.
I bought one of these, so
I need to get one of those.
They're cheap. I even checked. I even bought a replacement ink.
How's it going, Jim?
So when I'm ready, it'll be go. You are seeing, okay, I'm seeing more and more Critical Blast poly mailers over top of the Gemini style mailer. Yes. I in fact the little baptized book that I talked about, it used to be that the poly mailers we had were an option for people to pick from. And after I saw that one, I'm like, you know what? The option is, do you want it printed or do you want it plain white? But everything will go into a 10 by 13 poly mailer. If it's a big one, it'll go into the 14 by 12 poly mailer. Nothing's going to be shipped in cardboard except, stuff that absolutely won't fit in a bag if it's got to be mailed flat and it's big. And by the way, Jim, thanks for popping in. I appreciate you being here. So here's something we haven't asked about the story yet, because, Cobalt's been trained, but it's not like he's done a Bruce Wayne quest around the world for 20 years. He's got a mentor who's helping him deal with his prosthetic and learn how to fight.
Right.
The Deathstalker is a career guy.
Yes.
So Jesse's going to be at a distinct disadvantage here.
Well, if you see those panels 4, 5, and 6, it's not Jesse landing any hits. So he's taken a lot of hits. So be interesting to see how he makes it out of this one. I do like the use of the pan here. So in Atlantis Thrashing, he goes against the gang, the Thrashers, and he gets out with a couple nicks, but even his mentor Thomas Rogers says, yeah, these guys were on something, because you shouldn't have left without that little nick. You should have had more damage. And so I'm flipping that in this one. So the page where you see the panel of the mirror shattering up closer to the top, that's basically signaling in this issue everything that you saw or thought you knew in Atlantis Thrashing. I'm about to flip that shit on you. So I think that very much speaks to what's about to happen in Death Stalks Us and moving forward.
Very, very cool. Yeah, this is gonna be a what? How much of the book is the fight? I mean, this sounds like it's going to be one great big fight. Or is it
we just finished the fight. Irwin did. All these pages are already colored, so the fight itself is 11 pages.
Good. You can't tell us. I'm assuming Cobalt wins at some level, whether it's a Pyrrhic victory or Slobberknocker.
Actually, what happens is he.
Don't spoil it. Oh! We've dropped audio. Oh,
and that's basically what happened.
Oh, you, if you can lip read, maybe you can get that. Take my hand.
Yeah. Oh, good. You see what I did there?
Yes. You get the physical copy. Included items are Take My Hand. That's a tier name. That's not the item.
Oh, they were already in the picture. But I'll tell you anyway. So it's a physical copy of Cobalt Death Stalks Us. You get the chibi stickers, but that extra $75 goes to in a full page ad that you can put in Death Stalks Us, just like you could with Atlantis Thrashing. So whatever you got to promote, you can put in there. So
you are now committed to mailing at the priority mail level. And
I did that last time. I'll do it again. I don't care.
Yeah. That's cool. Just so you know, and just so everybody else knows. Really, you already knew.
Yeah, I already knew. International sucked.
Yeah. Well, you've got a consistent customer in Dojo Kun, because like Dojo, I too had to be very selective in the books I back.
Sure.
Because
I totally get that.
I have a new campaign 5 days a week that I'm looking at. and I'm like, I can't back them all, even if I like them all.
Yeah, I'm never launching in February again, dude. 16 launches out of 28 days. Go fuck yourself, man. That killed. I can guarantee you that killed every small time creator or smaller creator, not small time, but lesser known. And man, because this time around at this point, I didn't have just 50 backers. I had a couple more. And I don't know if it's my absence that kind of halted it or just that there was so much going on this month. I'm going to chalk it up to both. I will admit that I should have been around more after the fulfillment, but I gave my excuse. He's 5 months old today and in the other room, but I get it. But
do like Tug did. Bring him on channel. Bring him on streams with you, and just put a little cobalt mask around his mouth. So he's like make him look like the chibi. And people will just come in.
He could actually probably use that cobalt mask right now because the last couple of days he's been getting over a fever and but he just broke it today. But yeah, I had him on Global Frequencies. I had him on the Trash Conductors channel. I had him on B Roses a couple nights ago. I have him when Megan's not with me tonight. She was off, so she's with him in his nursery. And so I'm able to move around and keep my thoughts in order.
You use that boy as a sales magnet, of course. And then the final tier, which you didn't have a whole lot of them, which is it's good. I always like it because that's what add-ons are for. If you want to start getting
I made that mistake again of not putting on add-ons.
Oh
yeah. I do that every time now. Yeah, that's a tail end thing. We don't do it. No, I'll correct it at some point. I swear to God.
Can't you still? Can't you still add add-ons on? Or is it too late?
I don't know. I'll have to go check that out.
I think you can. I know you can't change your tiers once somebody's claimed something on it, but I think you can put add-ons on it at any time you want.
Okay, I'll do that then.
So the $100 one is you get your copy of Cobalt Death Stalks. You get the 16 by 20 poster. You get the metal print. Now the metal print and the poster are the same image, or
no?
You get a different metal print.
So in Atlantis Thrashing, of course, you got the 11 by 17 with art by Albert de la Cruz, and then you got this one by Art of Bert, they're both named Albert. That's funny, but you got this metal print right here by an Instagram artist.
Okay.
So this time around, not an Instagram artist, I'm trying to work with more CG artists, CG creators. And so this time around, a 12 by 18 metal print of Adam Miller's art with Cobalt.
Oh, look at
and
that.
a new character named Oren in part of Atlanta known now as Hell's Playground.
That is sweet.
Oh, I love this.
So this is the one that's huge.
Yes, it is.
So
yeah, 12 by 18. Yes.
Yeah, 12 by 18. That's awesome. So I know exactly how big that is. I've got 12 by 18 flats right behind me.
But yeah.
So that's the metal print that's coming with this one.
Yes, and the full picture is actually lower down on the campaign. I tried to give pictures of everything that's on here, and that's it right there. That's Adam Miller. He's done prints for Thin Blue Line, Mike Barron. He's done them for Rage Fatality. He's done them for Shotgun Samurai. He is an excellent artist. Again, mimicking Max Bertolini. I love the painterly art styles, and so there was no way I wasn't going to jump on him or on the opportunity to work with him.
So $100, get the book, the poster, the metal print, and the cheapy stickers, and just be done with it. 3 people claim that so far.
Yeah.
Need to get more of those. There's the fridge magnet that you will get if you were on the sign-up page.
Yep.
Right. And I'm assuming that 6 a.m. has already thrown Cobalt into that mess of a montage.
Bro, it's Where's Waldo on that thing. And no, I still haven't seen him on there. But, high hopes that he'll be on there sooner or later.
Yeah, because I remember when that was just like 5 or 6 characters. I've watched that thing grow. It's a dust bunny of a growing snowball.
I can barely find Cyberfrog now on that thing.
I know. Now this is the special tier that is
Yes.
not a tier above, but this is combo tier. So tell us about how people can get this one.
So this is a collaboration piece that Dojo-kun came to me with. He had an idea for. Brian from Dojo-kun Comics. He put the whole collaboration idea together. When he approached me, it caught me off guard, and I was surprised, humbled, and honored to be part of it, and that he would select me to do this with him. But this here is art by Shelley Robertson, and it is an homage to the classic X-Men issue 141 cover art. So, of course, you've got Cobalt standing where Wolverine is, and then you have from Janice Hardy's The Healing Wars, book 1, The Shifter, Naya standing next to him where is it Kitty Pryde or Kate Pryde, or do they just keep switching it back and forth?
It was Kitty then, and it will always be Kitty Pryde. I don't care what they want to call her in the books now.
All right. But yeah, and she stands where Kitty Pryde is. And of course, you can see many CG characters up there where a bunch of different CG creators came together. So you've got Michael Oden and James Dean's The Embrace up there. You have Kemosabe's The Boss from The Company Men. You have Sean's Type 1. You have JMS, Joe Sontag's Reaper Destroyer. You have, what's her name from The Lucent? Michael Bancroft's character. Escapes me. But going back under the Embrace, you have Saint from Cerebrum. And then you have those two characters there, the Wolf and the underwater guy. And then you have Perfect 10, Ragetality. And then going under Ragetality, you have Black Flag from Black Flag by
Nice get.
Dan Fraga. And yeah, then you have, I believe that's from Aerith Saga. I believe that's D-Wag's character. And then you have Ghost. Cerebrum's character is the pink face. My bad. Ella. Thank you, Dojo. Yes, Ella from the Lucent is up in the top left corner. And then you have Canadian Shield and the Siamese Twins. Those are Dojo-kun's characters. Then you have Cobalt. You have Tailless from Aria Black. And then you have, I don't know who the Midnight Creeper is, but then you have Krishna Kid. And then the three characters behind Cobalt and Naya are three other characters from Dojo.
They were the ones who kind of got blocked out anyway. So
right. So that's what he wanted to do. He didn't want to block any of the other creators' characters, so he selected his own 3 to do that.
Dojo's willing to come on and help with the name.
I'm good, Brian. Thank you.
I think we made it through. She was called Kate at the time because she was in the future. I hated that. It was hard to wrap my head around. But so the way to get this book.
Back both Janice Hardy's The Healing Wars book 1 being done by the Dojo-kun Comics. He actually got together with the creator, the writer, Janice Hardy, and was able to work with her in creating the graphic novel for her actual novel. But if you back that campaign at a physical level and mine at a physical level, you will get this homage print.
And this is a print that is how big? Is it the size of a comic book cover or bigger?
I believe it's the size of a comic book cover, yes.
That's a good size. Because you know what? That's easy to frame. You just put it in a bag and board with a backer on it and you tape it shut, and then you just tape it to the wall.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
Exactly. If you guys need to figure out how to figure this out, let me know. I've done it already. So I can data wrangle that for you if you need the help. And that's my sales pitch. I can help. That's all I have to say. I'm going to refresh this just to see look at this. Okay, we have got
no
what
way.
We call here. Yes, we've had growth. I don't know if you've been here with us before when we've had a shake and bake moment, but this is definitely a shake and bake moment for Cobalt Death Stalks us.
It's shake and bake, and I help.
That is for whoever was in the chat who did the backing on this. You helped. Thank you so much for pushing it just a little bit further. 76%, less than just a hair less than a quarter of the way to go.
Let's do it.
Whole month to do it. Of course, that just gets you to 3,000. You really, really need to be at 5, and 10 is comfortable.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm happy where we're at because we still have a month to go. Of course, I would like to hit 5,000 again. Of course, more, but things take place in life. A bunch of stuff happened at the same time in February for a bunch of campaigns. So I'm not. We're good. We're good right now. As long as we hit goal, I'll be happy.
There's a lot of competing campaigns out there, and there always will be, because people are adding more and more campaigns all the time. We're getting more and more artists. You're getting people coming from out of nowhere who are just saying, you know what, I'm going to try this comic book thing, and people look and say, holy cow, where have you been hiding all your life?
Right.
And then you get people like Gabe Al-Taib, who has enough of the mainstream business, says, you know what, I'm going to take this independent path that people are taking. So,
yeah. They got that.
They're all merging onto the CG highway from both exits.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to bottleneck real soon.
It is. We're going to have to build an extra couple of lanes. And what I've discovered this week is that there's actually more crowdfunding platforms out there that have been up for a while. So it's not just Indiegogo and Kickstarter anymore. We had one on earlier this week that's using Zoop.
I haven't even heard of Zoop.
Zoop is specifically for comic books, and I won't give them too much advertisement because they compete with me. Because the other thing you can do with Zoop is they will do the fulfillment. Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So for like an extra cost, they get to keep some of your money some more. They will handle the mailing and everything for you.
No advertisements here on Critical Blast.
It's a third one. And I know that there's been talk about, Ethan possibly doing a fulfillment, not a fulfillment service, but another crowdfunding platform. So Ethan's got his own fulfillment service. If you want to be an all caps comic and get accepted, I got to get a warehouse. That'd be great. I need a warehouse like Ethan's.
Oh yeah. They're just selling them out. A couple pennies.
Yeah, just go rent one. I'm sure he didn't buy it. Come on.
Oh no, not at all. No.
And then
where do you even get the money to do such a thing?
Who knows? It's cheap. I just need to rent a warehouse, go out and buy a 6-foot wide circular sign with the CG logo. Yeah, the CB logo. In neon. I want it in neon tubes.
I'm just going to go down to the storage place and get a storage unit that's AC.
Seriously, that's all I need. If it's got electric in it and it's got AC, I can just close it up, walk away, come back, and start fulfilling again. Because I need space. I'm finding that out every time. Okay, like right now I've got room to move, but I had the Embrace and Exilium show up at the same time. And
really.
And I was like, when I wanted to leave the room, it was elbows together, feet shuffling side by side. Don't knock over the stack of boxes.
Oh yeah, and I know the feeling, man. As soon as we created our little family, beyond Superman here, everything belongs to them. This is my little corner of the place now.
Yes, it's no longer a man cave. It's sort of like a man corner.
Yes. Yes, this little this little 4 walls right here. On right here.
Yeah, and the wife's on the other side with the big staff says, "This far, no further. You shall not pass."
That's right, with the baseball bat with nails hanging out of it. That's right.
Oh, ooh, that got dark real fast. All right, so Jake, is there anything about this book that we haven't covered, because we didn't really touch on a lot of the story points? It's it's a sequel. It's a big fight. Jesse's in trouble. Mm-hmm. We assume that because there's going to be a COBALT 3, he's going to survive it and come out unscathed. But we're going to be rooting for him and worrying about him.
Yeah.
What do we need to know other than throw money?
Again, it's 32 pages. We are 1/3 of the way complete with the colors for all pages. I very much need y'all support this time. Share it, shill it out as much as possible. Other than that, Cobalt, it picks up right at the very end of Atlantis Thrashing, so there's no skipping time or whatever. We start out at the childhood home of Jesse Jensen, aka Cobalt, where the Deathstalker comes up on the porch and introduces himself to both Miss Reyes, and unbeknownst to both the Deathstalker and her, Jesse Jensen is hiding out right now in the kitchen waiting to decide on what to do next. So how this unravels from this point on, it's all left to the imagination. But I highly recommend that you jump on this one. Again, it is a mixture of cyberpunk, neo-noir. You get that kind of feel from Blade Runner for the setting in Atlanta. But you're going to get a bit of the technological advances that come from, those future dystopian elements, like you just saw with those AI scorpions that, were thrown out by the Deathstalker.
Yeah. So. All right. So July of this year, pretty firm date for delivery?
Yeah, we're looking good for July once again. It was a little bit after July when I fulfilled Atlantis Thrashing, but that was due to some of the things that were going on with the comic printers that I was dealing with at the time that everybody seemed to be having issues with at that time. But yes, around that same time limit, July, August is about where we plan on fulfilling once again. RJ, I appreciate the time that you give me to come on here and, chill and hang out with you.
You got another 29 days. So, get down to that last week. You got nothing better to do. Let me know. We'll set you up with another night. We'll talk about this comic some more. I'll even dig out my copy of Atlanta Thrashing. We'll just have like a reading session. Say, hey, this is what you're going to get,
Yeah, that sounds good to me, man.
All right, man. Well, thanks for bringing the book on here tonight. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for showing up. As I always say, we don't have a show if you're not here to watch it. It's just us trees falling in the woods by themselves. So we're glad you're here. And, of course, while you were here, as always, we just hope you had a blast. Good night, everybody.